Welcome back. Unfortunately, I'm back inside. As you can see behind me, winter's back. It's cold, snow, but I'll take it. It's better being inside than in a cold river. It's been some late nights. A few changes. I got a new mic. The other one I had was having a lot of reverbing issues. Made it a pain to edit. Didn't sound good. I am not turning my garage into a sound studio. This is a working garage, and it's going to stay that way. I made these signs a while ago, testing out some CNC software to see how it would work on a little more complex stuff. I made them out of pine, so they didn't really come out good. They chipped a little, so I need to redo those eventually out of birch or oak, but I figured that at least block some of the bricks, so something a little better to look at. But the star of the show. This is actually kind of funny because I'm designing a sluice that will run material unclassified, but to run the sluice inside, I needed some support legs. I could have bought them. They're like $100 online, but then you got to drill holes in your sluice, and I didn't want to do that. I had free material. I have 3D printers and design skills, so I'm like, yeah, let me just make some some legs that just slide on and use friction. No holes. No, it's simple, easy to mount. I'm still working on finalizing the design and the links and all this, but between that and the flow box, which I'll talk about in a second, there seems to be some interest in what I'm doing, and people may want this product. So it's kind of funny. That's not my focus, but I needed to do this stuff, and people are liking it, and we'll see where it goes. Like I said, I wanted to test before I start making this, perfecting these things. Either I'll sell them or I'll have the file you can buy and print them out yourself. But the main thing is the sluice. This is a 6-inch wide by 24. I actually just ordered a 42-inch. I was gonna make one up because I do want to make my own style sluice, but for testing purposes, it was just easier to buy for right now. But to do what I want to do, I think the smaller sluice is going to be the goal. I was actually going to go design a wide sluice, actually 2 feet wide. It would fold out into the river, and thinking that would be a better option, but it's not going to work to do what I want to do. These small, narrow sluices are going to work great with the harder mats, but I think I need some more length, and that's where the testing will come in. But as far as the flow box, as of now, I'm done with this. I'm not going to do anything else with it, and you'll see why in a second. So if you're interested in this, I ended up putting this up on my website. On the download page, go all the way to the bottom. It's there for free. It's still a rough version. I tested this here and out in the river using a 500-gallon and a 750-gallon pump with no speed controller. That was the whole purpose of this. Basically, the main water flow comes here. As it builds up more pressure, depending on the pump, it fills this up, and then that flows over and blends in with the lower, and it seems to be smoothing out. I mean, like I said, it's a rough version. That's why I'm just going to give it away free. The one thing I did change, I'll show you, is I did put an insert in here for, I think it was a 1/4 screw, but I have to melt these in. Most people don't have these or want to do that, so what I did, hopefully this shows up, is I designed like a self-locking, not self-locking, but a custom, I forget what these are called. It's basically just a clamp. So instead of having that set up, I have this. I'll put a picture right here of the model so you can see what it officially looks like. But what this will do is it'll allow you to put the hose in here, and then with a 1032 screw or smaller, I believe that's a 7mm, if you're using millimeters or smaller, will fit in there. And you can just finger tight it or just put a hose clamp on it. And that way you can just clamp the hose on, which is probably not needed. I purposely came from the top, so when the hose is in here, it's bending down to the pump, putting pressure on it, so it should stay in place. It takes a 1-inch or smaller OD hose to go in there. So again, this is free. The reason I did that, as you probably saw in the thumbnail of this video, is because of, if you're looking at the thumbnail, this was the first revision. I'm trying to get rid of filament. One downside with filament is it's hygroscopic. It actually absorbs moisture out of the water, the air. So when you start printing, it's actually like you actually see steam and hear like a crackling, which gives a really rough finish. So again, this is just more, I'm just trying to burn through, you know, I'm not trying to be creative. I'm just trying to burn through some filament. But this was the first version. I was a little off on the jets, so I ended up making some tweaks with it. I'll go into detail, but this is revision 1.5. And as you can see, I'm calling it the SWASH box, the Golden Heart SWASH box. And the reason is why I did away with this and came up with this. Actually, that's clips on too. Oh, I should say too on this. This is designed to take 3/16 wide or 1/4 inch. These sluices are 1/16, but I have indicating mat, so I designed that in. If you don't have indicating mat right at the beginning of the sluice and you want to do this, put some cardboard or, you know, pick up some indicating mat. It's pretty cheap. But the reason I designed this, because I had a theory, and when I was using this, and you know, I showed that all the material is just washing off really good. But I had a concern. If I'm shoveling material in here that's really thick with clay or mud, and we all know gold sticks to those materials, and then that sticks to the rocks. So if I'm scooping material in here that's really full of clay and mud, and the gold's sitting on top of the rock, because I'm designing this system just to wash it right out as quick as possible, there could be gold on top of those rocks getting washed right out of the bottom of this. Usually with the rubber mat, because there's so much friction, it causes the stuff to tumble, get hung up, and then it gives more of a chance to wash off. So then I realized that this style smooth box is not what I want to use. So that's where I came up with this. This is basically a wash box in a smooth water. That's why it's called the SWASH box. But it's also a classifier. I don't know if you can see that. One thing I've learned, well, I discovered when I was doing the Goldbox, I needed a quick sluice to test it out. And what I did is I came up with this style. I incorporated the angle in it, but I went with like more of an X pattern. So it would just naturally have legs and it was easy to print. It wasn't super complicated. And this thing actually works good. I mean, this thing catches a lot of the gold, but if any got out, I'd find a little specks and stuff in there. Instantly, it caught it. But one cool thing that happened that I didn't even think of is it's a self-classifier, believe it or not. So like this one is 1/2 inch wide, so only 1/2 inch material can get down to the low and hit the riffles on this. If you have a bigger rock and you put it on here, it's going to sit on top. So what this does is it allows the small stuff to work down as the bigger stuff stays on top and flows out. So I carried that design into this. So this is actually a 3-in-1. I feel like this is an infomercial, but wait, there's more. So by doing this, by putting the material in here, it washes. When you'll see this running in a second. It's pretty cool. It allows the small material to get to the bottom and then get into these grooves. And you're probably thinking, well, once it gets out of the grooves, it's going to mix again with the hard material. And that is true. But the thing is, the gold, the heavies are already down low. So by the time it gets out of here, it's skimming the mat. Versus if this was just a regular wash box, like you see on, you know, the high bankers and all that stuff, it wouldn't have the time to settle as quick. It get washed as it's working its way down. You could lose gold. So having it wash, classify, and then smooth out the water all in one should take care of a lot of the gold to get it down as low as possible. And then flow into here, and then it's skimming along the mats at the lowest point. And I think because of that, this 2-foot design should work pretty good, but I'll be doing some testing, but I think a little longer. I think 36 is going to be the magic number. And if I do design my own metal sluice, I'm going to cut it in half with a hinge point, so this thing will fold up even smaller so you can get it in a backpack. Portable and light. That's the golden rule for developing anything. So it works pretty good. So as far as I know, this is a one-of-a-kind 3-in-1, the wash box, smooth water, and classifier all in one. And it fits pretty good. And one thing I did do, and I'll show you in a second, is I relieved these. Actually, I can show you right now. Just come out. One thing I hate, I mean, you can't really help it, but to hold the mats down, you have this lip right here, the clamping lip, and that always gets stuff, rocks and everything, just pile up there and stuff. So I didn't want to have it at the beginning of here and doing the same thing, so I designed this to slide over, if you can see that, and now it covers those screws. So now the material comes out here and flows into the mat. I do have a gap here. That's probably going to be my little nugget tray. We always hope. But a lot of the gold bar will settle in there. And then when you want to clean it out, just slide it back. And then you would do it at an extreme angle like this with it on, and this will wash right out. Or worst thing, you could pull this all apart and do what you got to do. So I incorporated that too. As you can see, hopefully that's showing good. It's got the underwater, the jets, which I'll show you in a second. I think I'm going to change this a little. I still got to do a few more tweaks. This is, like I said, this is revision 1.5. I'm trying to design this like I was going to do the flow box so that it would take any pump without a speed controller. Technically, I can probably get to that level, especially if I dial in, because I'm thinking like a 500 gallon is plenty enough. 750 is a little overkill for this so far. It may do a 750 if I go longer. But to tweak that in so good, so it doesn't need a speed controller for everybody's pump, every situation, it's probably going to be a pain in the butt. So it'll be time consuming too. So for right now, I'm just going to focus on what I got here, dial in the jets a little more. If I'm running indoors, maybe I'll use a speed controller. Or honestly, you can pick up a little ball valve for like $5-10. Cut your hose and put it in line. That way you can just always mechanically control the flow. Because I said this in multiple videos, I don't like electronics near the water, even though I'm running electronics. The battery and pump are designed to get wet, but speed controllers aren't. And if I drive 2-3 hours and I drop the speed control in the water within 5 minutes and now I'm done and I can't run my equipment because it's been designed to run a speed controller, I am not going to be a happy camper. So mechanical to me is the best way. So let me get this hooked up. I'll bring you in so you can see it. I'll show you it working. Again, I just finished this. I tested it quick for a few minutes last night. I went to bed and then I had some other stuff to do today. So this will be the first, full test. And I will come back with a video 3 where I'm going to start getting into the mats. I'll show you roughly what I did with this design. But I want to try this too. I don't know if you can see this one. It's basically very simple. What I figured is not everyone has a 3D printer. And I'm showing you that you don't need all this high-tech matting and stuff like that. So what I literally did is somebody's got plastic or whatever. These are actually drill points. It's a 1/2-inch drill with a 1/18 angled drill bottom. And I'm thinking that will work good as a, well, in theory, I think the water's going to flow over and that may create little vortexes. I'll show you on this one, though. One thing I did find, though, is maybe because when the water's coming down smooth, it may not, agitate it. So hopefully that shows up. I put these little channel grooves. I learned this lesson a little while ago. That if you take any shape you design and just put a little channel groove to either side, that changes the pressure unevenly into whatever the pocket is and creates a turbulence and washes it out. So I'm assuming that these are going to pack, but then these will clean out, and that's going to be the test. That's going to be more of a video 3 test, but I just figured I'd show you that it may be as simple as if you want to design your own mat, you don't have a 3D printer or machinery to do something, a hand drill and drill bits, and maybe you can come up with the next design. But I think this is going to be fun. I have the basic model in the CAD system with no features. So I can just, as I'm thinking of new features, just put it in, print them out, and then keep testing. So the next video, there's going to be a bunch of these we're going to test out. So let me get you in position so you can see this thing running. The one in the world's first premiere of the SWASH Box. I'm kind of liking that name, but tell me what you think of it. Oh, and another thing too, like I mentioned with the filament, I got so much I'm trying to get rid of. My standard colors I've been doing for all my products are blue, white, black, and green. If you guys want different colors, if this is you buy something like this and you want to really be loud and proud, maybe purple or orange or something like that, just comment below. Let me know, because usually I try to keep it, neutral colors that most people will like, but maybe I'm not thinking it right. I don't know. I mean, especially if something so unique like this, you might as well just make it like pop. I'm kind of liking this translucent forest green, but who knows? I'm trying to use up all the crap filament I got testing, and then I got to get some new filament. That's why I'm asking. But let me bring you around. I'll show you this working, and then we'll talk some more. I'll get a little more in the details. All right, let's do this. All right, I think this is a good enough spot. If you hope you can see everything going. I just tried it real quick to test it, and I was right. These the rounder ones without the groove are filling up, but the ones with the little slice in them is working good. I don't know if you can see this. I'll show you what my first design. Originally, I did just squares, and these were packing up, so I put a little channel groove. Is that showing? Yeah, a little channel groove right there. So these little mini gold shovels. And that ended up working, self-cleaning. So right now, that's the style I'm going with until I do more testing. So let's get you in position. The problem with these legs, they get in the way. All right, I want to get you so you can try to see everything. Let me bring you out a little. All right, I think that'll be good. I'll see you in a second. All right, let's try this. I still need to adjust the jets on this. Maybe go a little smaller on some and a little bigger on others. Let it fill up. And there we go. The SWASH box. You see it's got a nice wall of water. Forcing it all here. And then, you know, I actually wanted the classifying to go all the way to the end, but I need this little widening part to help smooth out the water. It's pretty violent, but it's smooth, believe it or not. Let me get some material in there and you'll watch. This is just regular material, no big rocks. Look at that, process it instantly. All right, let's get some rocks in here. You can see I got some bigger rocks. Pretty much washes off. Probably got to adjust the angle a little. Right in the wash. Yeah, working good. Yeah, I could probably go a little steeper with this angle, but it's actually working really good. Cleans the material, flows right down. And actually, what I'm liking, like I said, just a little simple drill design. Those are all packed for garnet and heavy. I didn't put any gold in this, but so that's just garnet and heavy metal instantly. But as you can see, these are, I think I went a little too deep because they're cleaning out, but you see as they agitate more than these. So just simple little grooves can change your features from being okay to amazing. Pretty cool, huh? And then a little more. And then we'll just wrap this up. And then the third video I come out with is going to be all kinds of testing. Just eats the material. And this should be wide enough to get a shovel full in there, maybe a smaller shovel. You're not going to get some big hunking rocks in there, but I'm liking it. Washing the rocks. Little steeper angle, I can go, yeah, if this was longer, I can do more pressure, more of an angle. And then it'll definitely wash all these rocks out. Working good though. These are big rocks. See how they just flow right out? Yeah. I am liking it. Let's see if I can change this angle a little. A little steeper. Let's see if it's still in view. Yep. See how they wash out now. Oh yeah, better. Oh yeah, I'm loving it. If I can get this to capture gold, this is going to be a game changer for everyone. Don't need a high banker anymore. Just take your regular sluice and modify it. Oh, I'm liking this. Off to a good start. I gotta get some more river material if I can to bring back home to test. But, man, I tell you, I might go I think the round shape is working better than the square shape. These are actually, I didn't expect them to agitate that well. That was my point. Maybe it doesn't need to be so crazy complicated like a dream mat. Just simple drill points. As long as they hold the gold, I mean, man, I might be onto something with the rounds. But yeah, the next video is going to be fun. The one and only SWASH box. So comment down below, what do you think? Am I onto something, or am I just being wishful thinking with this? But I think this is actually pretty cool. Instead of a flow box, you get a 3-in-1 like I mentioned. So let's wrap this up. So there you go. What do you think? It was the first official test, and it actually worked really good. I was actually surprised. The round features, I mean, that is pure garnet and black sand. There's no other rocks in there. That's amazing. It works so much better than the squares. I didn't think just a round would be good. This little lip down here between the clamp and the SWASH box is actually cleaned out. I didn't expect that. Usually one way I test stuff is like as the video I just did, I'm going to play it back in slow motion of me feeding it. And then I can see, when you slow it down to like quarter speed, then you can see what's really going on, which way it's agitating, how this is washing. Is it missing something I'm not seeing when it's at full speed? So yeah, let me know. Like I said, I'm working on the legs. I think this is pretty close. It's more longevity. Right now it's a tight fit. You know, if I keep moving these in and out, is it going to get sloppy? Is this going to hold up? Or if it's in the river and this thing's like getting flooded, is it going to get real slippery? I got to design this a little better. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'm having fun now. You know, it's funny. I said I wasn't going to, I was going to back way off, and maybe just saying that made the pressure go away. You know, it's always self-inflicted. I set unrealistic goals and I was just getting burnt. So by just saying I'm going to back off, now I'm having fun. I'm up late at night designing stuff and printing it out through the night so I can test out in the morning. So this has been great. I'm loving this. And like I said, before I close, if you want this version, it worked. It's a rough state. If you have a 3D printer, this is I forget what this is. It's definitely 6 inches wide. I think it's like 6 inches tall. I think it's a 6x6 square roughly. So if you have a printer that can print that size, want it, you know, print it out, just print it vertical like that. No supports needed. It's all yours for free. And then if I get some time or there's really some interest more in that than this, which I don't see that happening, I can add some more time. But again, I think this is going to be, if I can dial this in these mats, this is going to be so much fun. It's going to be a pleasure on the river. And for the people that can't run pumps, like a lot of the states are doing right now, and I think that's so stupid that you can't run a little baby pump like this. I'm going to design these mats to work good without the box. So you'll still be able to use this if that's what you want. But having this box allows me to run this at home as for concentrates if these mats end up working good, or on the river as, you know, up on the banks as a mini little high banker. Again, you don't have to go out and spend all kinds of money if you already have a sluice. I am going to focus on the 6-inch wide ones for now because I think that's the ticket, not the bigger keens and stuff, but we'll see. I don't know if I have the capacity of the printer to print for the bigger keens with this, but I'll get to that road hopefully soon, but hopefully before the season starts. That's why I'm really trying to get this going. But let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next video. It'll be fun. The next one will be testing mats. If you have a comment of a design or an idea of a design of a mat, maybe some weird like teardrop shape or something I was thinking too, let me know. I'll put it together. If I can draw it, I'll print it. And then we'll test it. And we'll dial in, once we get the mats that I'm liking, I'll dial it in. And then I'll start filling this full of gold. Actually, I probably will in the next one anyways. I'll fill it full of gold. And then we can see what's missing and what's being caught. It's going to be a fun time. I can't do much else. You know, it's crappy winter. It's going to last for at least another 2-3 months. So I got to make the most of it. And I am having a blast now. This is what I really love to do as a prototyping. So see you on the next video.